And then I was like, dude, this isn't normal. I didn't make it up. You were flirting with me. Now, if you were flirting while you were in a relationship, that's bad. But if you were flirting with someone and without even telling them you got into a relationship, because when you get into a relationship, it's kind of normal to say, hey, listen, kind of flirt with you. I was flirting with a couple of girls, and then, oh, it's so funny. It's so fucking funny, right? Because you guys remember during the holidays or close to the holidays, we had a girlfriend, and I was talking to girls. So she came out of nowhere. She's like, hey, and then we just got along, and she's like, hey, let's without saying let's date. There wasn't a dating talk, you know, like the kids talk, but it was still like we still ended up dating. Yeah, I was gonna go here, but there's a bunch of cars, so kind of messed up. You see this? No bicycle road. Here, bicycle road, but there is one. It's just not well lit up. There's one. And then the way we met, and this, you have to be a bit smart in life. You have to be learning a little bit from life, right? So what she does is, one of the first conversations that we have is she's asking me to help her with the TikTok. The Tinder. The Tinder bio. Depending on what you want, right? I said if you want to fuck, that's one bio. If you want to marry, that's one bio. If you're looking for a kidney, that's a very different bio, right? Which made her laugh. And because it made her laugh, this guy was going backward. Oh, I'm back. There you go. You guys know this. You guys know we're close. So, then she makes a Tinder bio, and then she asked me like a couple of days later. She said, "Hey, how many girls are you talking to?" And I'm like, I was honest. I said 3. And she kind of got angry at me. Was like, "Yo, can't believe you did that to me." Like, dude, you literally have a Tinder up, and I'm the asshole. I'm not the asshole. But then I understood that she wasn't comfortable with it, so I was like, you know what? I don't even have a girlfriend, but I'm seeing someone. Gotta talk, right? So just that, and in the beginning, I'm like, dude, that's kind of fucking shitty. And the funniest thing that she did was she didn't tell me that she had a boyfriend. I went to her live, and there's a boyfriend there. And I'm like, what? Right? So that was kind of weird, right? And she even had like a daughter, and you can see how serious it is, so you can see how serious it is by the way someone treats. Okay, so for example, right? You have a partner, right? You have the new partner, and they have like a animals or a kid. You can see how serious it is by dude just dropped some glasses on the ground. Didn't even give a shit. There's homeless and the sheep. Oh, he's picking it up. Okay, my bad. Good for you, kind sir. Good for you. Oh, I feel bad that I made her hurry. I feel bad about that. It's okay. It's a fucking scooter. Yes, you'll see them how the way they're treating the kids and the animals. So even the nicest of guys will not treat an animal. Oh, this is so hard. Even the nicest guy will not treat an animal like a, oh my god, here's Pookie Bear. Unless they're just about you. They'll be like, oh, that's such a cute dog. It's like when you're a kid. My father was born on a farm, and his father told him, hey, don't give name to the animals. My father was like, why shouldn't I give name to animals? And my grandfather was like, you'll get attached, right? So the same thing. Young. So a young kid will be influenceable. And if the young kid calls you dad, if the dude is not serious about being with you, you'll have a problem with being called dad, right? Now there is a lot of wait. Okay. For a second, my wheel is loose. There's this exception. if a dude is really cool, it's like, yo, I'm not your dad, you got a real dad, but I'm one of your paternal figure, right? The whole fucking thing of I'm not a dad, I'm just the guy who stepped up, right? Timothée Chalamet, but still. So, and he was telling her how to play like a game, and he's like, okay, well, they're close, right? And then at first I'm like, what the fuck just happened, right? I got bamboozled. But then I was like, no, dude, no, because, and there was like, again, there was never a talk of we're together. There was never a talk of, she said I'm interested, I said I'm interested, but it was more so between the lines. So for example, she would post a TikTok, and then the at or the hashtag, she would put single moms. I'm like, okay, well, she's single, right? But yeah, I feel I was like, this is shitty. I was like, no, she was interested, but she didn't make a move. This other guy is a super nice guy, and he made a move. So what's wrong, right? You fucked it up. He didn't fuck it up for you. You fucked it up yourself. Now we don't have any more batteries. It's okay. We're super close to home, so it's not a big deal. But once again, it's not how little we have left, is we fucked up. We did fuck up. So anyway, we're getting closer to home. You know, you guys know this. You guys know exactly where we are. We're like minutes away from home. Minutes away. My apologies. I used to walk this in the winter when I was trying to lose some weight. So with this girl, we took it for granted. Not the relationship, not the possible relationship, but it could happen, right? Because it could happen. See, and it's not right for you to be like, yo, I think it's we're good together. Let's stop talking to other dudes. No, you got her to gotta give her a reason to stop talking to other dudes, right? She's a single mom. You cannot blame her for having her option. You cannot blame her for leaving her option open, right? There's other girl who texts me, and she texts me like the cutest thing, which is cat and dog, puppies and kitten playing together. And she's like, you're totally something about a golden retriever Labrador, and I'm the kitten. I'm like, oh, this is so cute. So I'm like, okay, well, me and her, we had a thing before. She's sending me something cute. She's looking for emotion. So I sent her a text that was really cute. Sent her a text that was, yeah, really cute. And she didn't answer, and she see it. And I'm like, hey, I'm horny. Send me your tits. And what happened is she sent me her tits. Right? Looking for attention, but a certain degree of attention. Don't be cute. Acknowledge my existence. Thank you for using my tits as a jerk. Don't blink. It's your blink. Welcome to our show. I'm doing well because I'm having a wonderful day on this 26th May 2035. As you can tell, it is extremely early. Was supposed to go out a little bit earlier. However, you could say I've hit the snooze button one too many times. That's okay. That's all right. I'm still gonna be able to make content. I'm still gonna be able to have some fun with you guys. We have a nice sun. It is still very early on. So to be precise, the sun get up at 5:15. It is 6:05. So we missed the climax of the sunrise, but it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal because there's a lot here. See, I'm still tired. I could go to sleep more, but I promised myself I was gonna do it. So it's a fun story as to why we're currently on the scooter. First of all, we had a shitty week. This one is better when it comes to the the water. Oh, you see a car, and they're not looking. At the end they look, but you're never too sure. So I was supposed to go yesterday, but yesterday for some reason they were announcing sun and cloud, sun and cloud, sun and cloud, and then they gave you sun and cloud. They also give you a big cloud of rain. So yeah, with this one, always gonna try to make sure that we are filming correctly, because I've been having problems with the GoPro lately. However, I've been reviewing the content that I've been filming on the GoPro, and I gotta say, the audio is crisp, it's perfect. When it's windy, you're hearing a bit too much of the wind, but it's not a big deal. Like for example, right now you're hearing the wind a lot. But the reason that you're hearing the wind a lot is because, thank you so much, this guy didn't let me pass. He did though. What a nice guy. The reason why you're going to be hearing the wind so much isn't because the wind is strong today, it's because we're going against the wind. So what you're hearing is the wind pushing upon me. Today's subject is actually really nice. It's a really nice in a fucked up way. First of all, I had a dream about Elden Ring, which is after thinking about it, it's my favorite game ever. It's my favorite game ever, so I'm gonna do a video about that. One of the only video that I'll be able to say that I was inspired by a dream, right? And I've been doing this for 4 years now. I don't dream a lot. I don't dream a lot because to dream you need to sleep, and I don't sleep a lot. However, this is not the subject of this video. The subject of this video is taking things for granted. So, ooh, look at this car. I'm not a car guy, to be honest, but when there's something pretty, you have to say it's pretty. I'll be completely honest, we're having a little bit problem with the battery. Battery doesn't last that long. Good thing that happened last time we went out, we went too far. So I know exactly, okay, well, this is too far. Oh. Versus, this is not far enough. Checking that we're still recording. Good. Good. So, taking everything for granted, I'm a pretty simple guy. But even then, I have been living decades. I'm 32, by the way. The decade is pretty much my whole life. Funny thing is, to me, life really starts when you're out of school, because you're figuring out yourself, right? As a kid, you don't have to worry about shit. You're fed, right? You don't have to worry about that. Oh, he's not even passing. For the first time I wanted to let somebody pass, the person I wanted to let them pass, they're not even going. Yes, you don't have to worry about shit. You don't have to worry about eating, about what you're gonna do today, because you got to go to school. You might not want to go to school, but you gotta to do, right? And even legally speaking, well, in Canada, you have to go to school until the age of 16. So they're telling you what to do, right? Then you get your diploma. Then you're still possibly at home, and you're still possibly being fed by the large teeth of greed. Then you're on your own, and when you're on your own, this is when life truly starts. When I started being on my own was in the apartment. But even in the apartment, I lived such a carefree life. I was playing video games, I wasn't working. And when I was working, I was never into it. I was never working to live or living, no. Living to work, right? Always under my care, always under, oh, I don't want to do it, right? Which is, again, a great thing. When it comes to the aspect of it, is a great thing. Living your life under your rules and not the rules of others. Ruling your life under your belief and not the beliefs of others. Living your life not feeling like you're enslaved to something or someone is the greatest thing in life, right? Freedom, freedom is in the capacity Freedom isn't the capacity to do whatever the fuck you want. Freedom is how much can you do what you want? How often can you do it? If you're doing something that you want to do, after that, are you fucked? Financially? Because if you are freedom, you can be free for a weekend, right? Doesn't mean shit because the next Monday you gotta go back to work. So yeah, doesn't mean shit. And I didn't really ask anything of anyone, right? So when I was looking for work, I was dealing with an agency. This agency would be like, hey, we know you're looking for work. Let us find you some work, right? Now the let us find you some work, even then was most of my employed time. I started working for the agency at the age of 24. I started working at the age of 20, and when I started to work, it was a case of, well, who is hiring? Most of the jobs that I got before 20 were jobs that I had, offered to me. Oh, you know this person, we'll get you in, you know. So never really had this feeling of, dude, I tried so hard to get this job, right? When I went to the agency, they sent me to the place called PCT, and then PCT became our bread and butter. You would work there, and if it worked, it worked. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, right? Then I got hired for 7 years, and here we are, and now we're looking for a job, right? And it's funny because I made a video about a week ago talking about my hardship when it came to a job, my hardship when it came to the perception of a job. Funny thing is, last year there was a thing here which I used to make content. There was a seat. That seat disappeared. Is that nuts? Or I think I made it here. And this was a big video for me. This spot was a big video for me because it was the first time where I was quote unquote it was the very first time where I was quote unquote in public making content. I've been in public making content, but not like that. Great. Year and a half, 7 years, 4 years, which is phenomenal. But most of my job lasted a couple of months, which the agency, which to be frank kind of sucks. To be frank, it kind of sucks, right? So that being said, it kind of sucks because it's one of the first time where both I won the job and there's an interview. Interview doesn't mean job, but interview means interest, and interest means possible job. I'm always worried about the camera. Are you still filming? Thank you. Look at this. This is beautiful. This would be better earlier. Oh, pardon. Merci. She said, be careful on your left, which is gauche. And I said, sorry, and she said, no worries. So yeah, so we had a job, and I was like, you know, when I've been lucky in life, you know, when things aligns, right? And just like, I didn't expect this, but it aligns and it makes sense. So this job, I was like, bro, I really need a job right now because the bank account is going down, down, down. I'm yelling timber. You better move, you better dance. Was hoping to put this while there was nobody around. If I still came in, so took a second to break. And yes, I think the parents, the good old mom and dad, the good old biological, I think they were right with the hopes up, but I think it's right in the assumption that this could work. See, it's one assumption, and that's something that you don't even realize it. I've been thinking about it a lot, right? Due to depression, I've been working less. I've been taking more, and then we have a better mentality. So what we do have is now in practice, right? So you got a theory and then you practice. This is a spot that I used to come across. Like this was my spot because hidden by the leaf. There's some, then after that, so what you do is, I came here with my Game Boy gaming, and the problem was I would stay in the machine. So if my dad would come in his bicycle, he would stay in the machine also, and he would see me and say, hey, what the fuck is my son doing? He's supposed to go out. He's playing games. That was actually kind of nice. The assumption is, it isn't really, oh, it'll get a job. The assumption is, it might work. I don't know, you don't really think about those two as being one and the same. No, you think about those two being one and the same, they're completely different. Because I have a job, first of all, I don't know if I'm gonna go too fast. You see, I'm a pussy. I saw this as like, oh, if you go too fast, you're gonna get in the water. Dude, not even close. It's working for a lot of things. It's working for a relationship. It's working for everything and anything, right? I think that's what we have been assuming. This could work, right? This job, once again, a job that didn't even really want this position that I'm talking about. Before 2 weeks ago, in my mind, wasn't even something real. It wasn't even something that existed. It was a close place. There's quality of work. There's good thing if you're working long term. So that's all factors to be like, hey, this could work, right? And this is what I mean by shit aligned. I didn't necessarily want this video, this job. It's a good job, don't get me wrong, but you gotta know what job that I want to do, right? Porno actor and gay movies. No? Okay, well, content creator. Okay, that's good. That's a good compromise. You guys remember how many videos we did last year here? But most of all, one of my favorite videos is something we did last summer, and it's on this neck of the wood. The video was about niche content. That was a cool video to do. Why? Well, timing was a good thing. Timing was one of the last day where it wasn't too cold to go out in the morning. We went out, it was kind of dark, and we kept on looking at the sunrise, and when we were done with the video, the sun had rise. That was fucking decent. So assuming, and with the assuming, this is crazy. I was assuming that last year, if I wasn't working, I would be making more content. If I was making more content, I would be able to do this as a job, right? That's pretty much it. That is pretty much it. I know when they were holding hands. That's kind of cute. Otherwise, you see, we did videos here. There was long chairs. There's a couple of videos we did, but those videos are shitty because we kept getting bitten by mosquito. So fun to make, fun to realize, fun to upload. No, fun to realize, fun to upload, but a nightmare to do. So assuming that it was work, I wasn't like, dude, I'm going to be making content until this date, and then at this date, fucking palace, dude. At this date, I'm going to be, look at this shit. How much do you think this is worth? We're talking about 6 numbers over here. It was like, well, I'm making content since X. I've been making a lot of content. We're good. Holy shit, we're going too far. See? I talk to myself. We're going way too far. Look at my apartment. I was looking at the batteries. I was like, what the heck is going on? You're going too far because instead of going to the east too much, which is when we started the video. Right now we're heading for the west. How do I know? For this is Dorval in West Island where my mom lives. My mom lives in the West Island. We live in the west of Montreal. So west, and she's more west. So yeah, but this is really close to where I live. So, and then there was a possible relationship, right? So there was this girl, and it's so fucking funny because for a second, and this happened multiple times in my life, right? So, you know, I was like, oh, you fuck, that's not cool. You don't do that to people, right? But then I was like, no. At the end, she's right. So what ended up happening, I was talking with this girl, right? I'm not gonna say who, I'm not gonna say where we met, because then you're gonna know who it is. And we're talking on DMs, right? And she's being flirtatious, I'm being flirtatious, right? And it's funny because she sends me an audio, right? And this is kind of braggy, but more so to show that I'm not crazy. So she sent me like a DM, and the DM it's an audio of her playing with noodles, because this is our thing, right? And then in the video I'm like, dude, this sounded like a, you know, a wet pussy. And she's like, what it tells us that it's not a wet pussy. So we're kind of flirtatious. Then she had a live after, and in that live she had like a fucking boyfriend. So I'm like, okay, well, that's kind of odd. That's a little bit odd. That's a bit weird, right? Didn't complain, but that was a bit weird. So I've been to restaurants doing mukbang, but not like that. The biggest thing that I ever did was I DoorDashed some Wendy's. We went to the lake shore and then we ate it, right? That was the biggest, like, oh shit, I'm in public, that I ever did. So with this looking for work, and then I've had my parents, oh yeah, looking for work, but also having a problem because you feel like, oh, I'm begging for a job. I'm saying, please take me. Oh, kind sir, please allow me to work for you to realize your dream, and I'll take a little salary if you deem me worthy. If you deemed me worthy, then sure, right? And to me, this didn't make sense at all. This is possibly the biggest building in Lachine, and this has been under construction for 2 years now. I don't even remember what it was. But that's not the craziest thing. The craziest thing is the place in front of Quebec, the blue building in Lachine. That was built in like a year and a half. And that's multiple places together. And yeah, to me it was a problem. To me it was a huge deal. You're like, fuck that, right? But there's just more than that. There's just more than that, because forget about the job, forget about the cash. Let's just consider it as a way to survive, as a way to face certain reality of life. For example, I need to work, so because I need to work, I need money because I need money, I need a job. Because I need a job, I need a boss. And I also need a place of employment, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. Kind of crazy when you think about it, because you wouldn't think about that when you need cash, right? Cash is cash. There's also the factor that there's also the fact that money is so frivolous. There's so many ways to make money. Oh, I want that money at the casino. I want money inheritance. I want money via a sports bet, a bet. There's so many ways to make shit tons of money, right? But those ways are not, first of all, they don't happen every day. And second of all, they're not gonna happen to most people, right? That is also something that you have to take into consideration. I cannot expect that, because this is kind of a miracle, and miracles don't happen. We never come here, which is why today I want to come here. Well, that's not true. The plan was to go Lakeshore, but I thought I was gonna be able to connect with Lakeshore by now. And there's no way to connect with Lakeshore. They kill you, I know. But this is the First Avenue. We just came from there. So with the job, And the video that I made a week ago was my parents. They're saying, hey, Ink, don't worry. Don't get your hopes up too much. Because if you get your hopes up too much, you'll get disappointed, right? So now the job that was supposed to, I was hoping would call me, didn't call yet. They're possibly going to be calling today. It's the beginning of the week, so I don't know. But I'll call them on Friday if they don't call me and say, hey, did you find somebody? I was waiting a call from you guys. I didn't get a call. Is everything good? Is everything okay? What's going on? Right? And that's pretty much it. So, but I kind of took it for granted. I was like, oh, I got the interview. And I can kind of talk my way out of it, right? That's the original goal. That's the plan A, the plan B, the plan C, the plan D. This is the plan to rule them all. That's the video that I did here. Was next to this tower. Why? Well, we had the Saint Jean, which is last year National Holiday. You know why this person didn't honk me? You wanna know why they didn't honk me? Because it was close. Because what they did there was illegal. And if you look at Trailer Park Boys, which is we just did, this is shit brother. I know some shit about you, you know some shit about me, just makes us shit brothers. Look at this though. Very, very nice. And taking things for granted is not something you're doing a lot, because there's not a new element from in your life, right? For example, we've been making content for 4 years, so am I making content for granted? No. What I'm taking for granted though is creativity, because we're 4 years in and I didn't really have a case of, oh my god, writer's block, right? There's been motivation, lack of motivation. There has been time where I was like, no, I don't feel like making videos, or I'm not in a mental space to do videos. You have the ideas, you have what it takes, but then when it comes to do it, you don't feel like doing it, right? So that's the thing. I had to hurry up because I didn't want too many people. Now you're starting to see that there's people. I don't mind people, it's just that with something like that, with the battery not that good, me stopping and starting and stopping and starting is the thing that's going to take me the most batteries. So I want to be careful with that. We did have a problem last time, which is not a big deal, but at the same time, I have a lot of things to do today. Again, in the belief of I might have a job by the end of the week. By the end of the week, I want to cram into my last days of vacation as much content as possible. And that is the best thing ever, because the content we have as possible isn't even in the sense of holy shit, I'm starting to work, I have content, I have to film content. It's not even like that, because if it was like that, you would be filming, you would be posting, filming, posting, right? It's no, I want to have the content, and if I manage to have it, then even if I do work and a bit harder than expected, I still have a couple of those to post, right? That's the idea behind it. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But still, if work doesn't work, then we'll have a what is that? It's like a backpack pass. There's a word for that. I know it's contingency plan, but there's something more than that. We have a second plan, whatever. But yeah. So with the taking in the genetics, we're going back there. A couple of things was taking for granted lately. See, when I had the mentality, so it's nuts. Was there? Why was I not nervous about this before? Well, there was some job that I could have gotten that I wasn't really down for. I was like, oof, I'm not sure if I see myself in long term. And again, right now it's long term we're looking for. Why? Because imagine this kid who's constantly moving, right? And they finally got their own place. And you realize that kid didn't want to move all the time. And because he didn't want to move all the time, when he finally had his own place, he's kind of against moving. Not against moving, he's against the fact that he had to move when he was younger. So now he's trying to remedy to it. He's trying to be like, no more. No more. No mucho más. No más, pardon. And that's what he does. So we're that kid that moves too much. I had a lot of jobs. And I think if more of those jobs were successful, I would be more down. Because when you look at shit, fishing, what's up? When you look at things, I had a couple of jobs that lasted for a year and a half, which is material, you know. But these are both cases of things we took for granted. These are both cases of I didn't win the battle, I didn't win the prize. You know, even with Twitch, we're obsessed right now about multi-streaming. I've been asking people to help me out, and I was like, bro, I asked 12 people to help me out. One of them asked the answer, and tough shit, they didn't. But again, I was trying to fix that problem the 9th, today the 26th. It's not fixed because I was hoping, expecting, assuming that other people will figure it out. If I put in the effort myself, I would have figured it out. But I assumed things, and then a month later, and we lost the opportunity. And that fucking sucks. Anyway, we're home. We're very close to it. This is my home. I love you guys. Take it easy. Peace.